warm you up. It'll go like this. I am blessed. I am blessed. Every day of my life, I am blessed, 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 blessed. When I wake up in the morning or lay my head to rest, I am blessed. I am blessed. I'm ready. Let's try it. I am blessed. I am blessed. Every day of my life, I am blessed, 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 blessed. When I wake up in the morning or lay my head to rest, I am blessed. I am blessed. All right, you're doing really good. Here's what I want though. Okay, so there's a section where it goes bless, 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 right? Okay, so I use that as an opportunity to do my 3 snaps across, right? So yeah, so that's a physicalization. And this beginning opening song, especially because the room's a little chilly today, we want to use a little physicalization. And yours can look any way you want. It can be voguing or whatever. You can use that moment to identify the part of you that you feel is the most blessed. You can point to someone who is a blessing to you. You and you and you and you. But that movement is important. Especially if your arms get above your head, that makes us more open to experience. And so in that moment when we say, I am blessed, I'm going to invite you to lift up an arm or two. Once it gets past your ears, this is scientifically true, it changes your blood pressure enough to make you more open to experience. Let's try it. I am blessed. I am blessed. Every day of my life. I am blessed, 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 blessed. When I wake up in the morning and I lay my head to rest, I am blessed. I am blessed. Let's take this up. I am blessed. I am blessed. Oh yes. Every day of my life, I am blessed, 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 blessed. When I wake up in the morning or lay my head to rest, I am blessed. I am blessed. Take it up again. I am blessed. Yes, I am blessed. I am blessed. Completely every day of my life, I am blessed, 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 blessed. When I wake up in the morning and I lay my head to rest, I am blessed. Do that again. Do that again. I am blessed. One more time. I am blessed. I am blessed. Thank you very much. Be seated.
Yay! Hi, everyone. My hands are above my ears. That's the first time I heard that helped with blood pressure. Is that what it was? Well, we're going to learn a lot of things tonight. So great to see you. I'm Reverend Debora Gay. Delighted to have you here. This is our celebration for prosperity, for the 40 days experience some of us have been on together, and for just being grateful for all that is good in our life. So I want to welcome those of you that are watching us on live stream. So we have both a virtual community and physical community, and so we're going to be playing with that interplay of both virtual and physical community together tonight. But we begin in prayer, and so I invite our practitioner to come forward and do the opening prayer.
I invite you to take a deep breath. Close your eyes if you feel so inclined. Centered on the divine presence, Mother, Father, God, I know that on this journey of recognizing what we are grateful for, is allowing us to become open and higher vibration, open to our unlimited bounty, our prosperity. And I know that today's service allows us to release whatever needs to be released, allows us to invite the experiences, the expressions that we want to manifest in our lives now. I know our time spent together tonight is good and very good. Amen.
Praying not for the mountains and skies above. I'm praying not for the treasure that many love. Praying not for the healing of my heart. I'm not praying for my peace of mind to start. But this prayer of prayers that I now pray is giving thanks to God for being God today. Thank God for being God. Thank God for being God today. Thank God for being God. Thank God for being God today. Matt. I used to pray for my daily needs. I asked the Lord to hear my plea. I prayed when I lost my hope. I even prayed to God to help me cope. This prayer of prayers that I now pray, giving thanks to God for being God today. Thank God for being God. Thank God for being God today. Yeah, thank God for being God. Thank God for being God today. Acapella. Thank God for being God. Thank God for being God today. Thank God for being God. Thank God for being God today. Thank God for being God. Thank you, God, for being God today. For being God today. Thank God for being God. Thank God for being God today.
Some of us have been on this 40-day journey to prosperity, and some of you may not have done it. So both things are fine because we're going to do something here which is unique. You don't have to have done the 40 days experience, but we are also going to bring that in because tonight's going to be about storytelling, about praying, about witnessing each other, and about ceremony, honoring each of our individual journeys. And as I said, we're doing live stream here. So Mani Hyatt, who's back there with the hat on, you probably know Mani, she's going to be monitoring if we have comments coming in from the folks that are watching on live stream. So when we have a chance to tell stories or comments, I'm going to look to see if Mani says, that means she has somebody who's coming in on the live stream and wants to join in our conversation. So we're learning how to do this, how to be together physically and virtually and affirm for ourselves that we are all one. So you ready for that adventure? Good, 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 good. So some of us gathered together 40 days ago on October 1st in a Wednesday night service. And we did this kickoff to a 40-day experience about prosperity. And we define prosperity very broadly in terms of what does it mean, any aspect of thriving in your life. And this is based on, as you know, a book that Reverend Kathy Ann Lewis did for us, 40 Days to Prosperity. And she used the work of Emma Curtis Hopkins and the 40 days. And so we began with some famous Emma quotes. What good do you desire? Name your good. Because how are we going to get there if we don't clearly know what our destination is? So your good is your God, and no one can stand between you and your good. So there's a good for you, and you ought to have it. There's a good for everyone, and everyone ought to have it. So what is it, if anything, that's standing in the way of our having a thriving life, however you define that? So we began with understanding the law of cause and effect. Understanding that cause is always our consciousness. So cause is always our belief system. Everything else is an effect. So that has profound meaning as we try to actually test that out in our life. And that's what this has been, a 40-day experiment to see what is our consciousness causing. What are the beliefs that we are holding making manifest the kind of life that we're living? And so this was a journey to reprogram beliefs and reprogram them with thoughts that support where we're trying to go. And we knew that if we could change our beliefs, that our experience of our world would change as well. So that's the hypothesis that we've been testing in a 40-day experience. Name your good and be clear about it. So you got, when you came in, a handout, and I realized if you'd pull that out, it will give you something to write on. So use the blank part that has these lines. We're going to do some internal work right now to help you refresh your memory of your original intention of prosperity, or set a new one right now. And I know the folks on live stream can use their PDF file and just use the open space in that PDF file to make some notes. And thank you. Does anyone need a pen to write with? We've got lots of them. Okay, right over here. Thanks, Janice. So we're going to remind ourselves either our original intention, or we're going to set an intention right now. If you did not do the 40-day experience, we're going to set it right now about what does prosperity mean for me? So let's do this as an internal process, because you're listening to your inner voice. You're listening to that divine self that is always there to guide us. So let's close your eyes, or just go unfocused if you're more comfortable that way. And I ask you to take a deep breath in with me, breathing in and releasing. Let's do that 2 more times, breathing as a group. So breathing in and releasing, and breathing in and releasing. And so if you did the 40-day experience, think about what was your original intention? What did you want to experience through a 40-day process to prosperity? And if tonight is your first time with this, think for yourself, okay, what do I want that I call prosperity? And it's in the form of an experience. So do you want abundance? Do you want joy? Do you want more love in your life? Do you want more creativity in your life? What is it that is the good that you wish to draw more and more of it into your life? Don't think too much, just let the words come. It doesn't have to be long. 2 or 3 words is perfectly fine. And as they come, write them on your piece of paper, just to capture the God quality, the essence of your intention of prosperity in your life. And if you did the 40-day experience, now begin to remember the different experiences you had in playing with this idea of living a thriving, prosperous life. Remember the challenges, the blocks, the beliefs that you didn't know you had. Any changes in belief to more clearly call good. And then what happened? Did you make some changes, some shifts? Or if tonight is your first time playing with this concept, imagine yourself with that increased good in your life, more love, more joy, more abundance. And how would you feel going through your life that way? What would you experience? What would you see? How would you hold your body with this good so enriching you in all ways? So as you get clear on that and write a few words down, finish up that thought. And when you're ready, come back and look at me, and then I'll know that you're done. Okay, most of you are. A few of you are still thinking about it, and that's okay. You can keep letting it be revealed to you. So now it's time to do some storytelling, and I'll start with my story. You know, some of you know, I grew up on Maui. I grew up in Hawaii, and talking story is a wonderful tradition that we have. Now it's better if you're sitting on the beach with the waves in the background, but we'll make do with Celebration Hall. But talking story is sharing your truth, sharing the story of your journey. And so my story over this 40 days experience is this, because I did it with you, and I had my own clearing out, my own experience with the 40 days. And so here was mine. I had a belief system that I could afford to go back to Maui once a year. And I would just wait for that time. And that it was this precious time of returning home, of being in such a beautiful place. And I would long for it. And then it came, and the 2 weeks just flew by, and I'd come back. What I didn't know is that was the limit for me. That's what I thought. That's what I could do. And so in this 40-day period, one of my friends moved from living here to moving back to living on Maui. And so we continue to keep in contact with each other. In fact, we're prayer partners. So I'm calling and talking with her once a week. So she would say during the course of the call, if you ever want to come over, why don't you come and stay with me? And I heard that like something we say to each other to be polite. And so I thought, well, she doesn't really mean that. She just sort of says that like you'd say, have a nice day. But then she did it again. Yeah, okay, sure. And finally, she said, Deb, you're coming in February for the retreat. She does a retreat every year. And I was planning to go to the retreat. And she said, why don't you teach one of the workshops with me? I'd love to teach with you. And I said, sure, that'd be really fun. I'd love to teach a workshop. So then she said, well, we should meet together and plan it out before the actual retreat. So should I fly to Seattle, or do you want to come and fly to Maui? And I said, those are my two choices? Well, I'll fly to Maui. And then my mind kicked in, right? How in the world are you going to find time to fly to Maui between now and February? You're about to go into high season for ministers, right? There's all these holidays that are about to come in that you're working. And what about the money? I mean, this is a big deal of money. What a frivolous thing to go and do a long weekend to Maui. My God. And can't you just do this on the phone? Why would you have to actually be there? So my mind kicked in all of the reasons why I couldn't do that. It was absolutely impossible to do that. Now, I've had a long career in an analytical field, and so I have a very good mental process to analyze all the reasons why something can't happen. And that's kicked right in. Until I said, Debora, you are in the middle of a 40-day process, and look what's running you. A huge, big no is running me. No, I can't have that. That's too much for me. I've got a certain level of good, and that's going to Maui once a year. That's fine. That's great. That's it. So I said, okay, let me at least let's see what the flights might cost. Well, let's first look and see if you can find a free weekend. I found a free weekend. Wow. Well, then let me see what that weekend would cost. Oh, there's a secret about going to Maui. Travel after Thanksgiving, the week after Thanksgiving, the first week of December. Don't tell anybody. That's the cheap time. Okay, so that's my weekend, that week after Thanksgiving, before high season, high holy days start. So I got like one of the last seats on those on the plane flying back and forth, a good price. I got dog care, which of course was the biggest deal. Who's going to take care of the dog? And my friend's going to pick me up at the airport, no car rental. I'm going to sleep on her sofa, no hotel room. So here is now a whole new mental equivalent for how I can get to Maui more frequently for low cost, for affordable cost, and do long weekends. Who knew this was possible? But it was me waking up to that I kept saying no to this dear friend who said, come, be with me, let's play, let's do stuff. Oh, until I finally got out of automatic response that this is possible for me. So, let's talk story. Did anyone have some kind of experience? There is someone who wants to share an experience that she's had. Thank you for being the brave person and speaking first.
So my name's Kimberly. And, okay, now it's working. So at the beginning of this 40 days, my wife and I had a discussion about my job, because I had this really cool job with this really amazing title that wasn't paying the bills. But I was in my ego, and I thought, wow, I got a really big job for a Silicon Valley company. I'm doing great. Now, it wasn't paying the bills, right? But I had this belief that I had to build somebody else's business instead of build our own. Now, before, flash back 4 months, I had my own business going profitably. How good can I stand it? Well, I stopped that to help this other company do exactly what I was already doing. So we had this talk, and I said, yeah. So I gave my resignation. I resigned from all my contracts that I had there. I had brought all my clients there. I called each client and told them my conscious choice, and that I was going to build my own business, and that I was choosing this path because it was the highest for my family, and nothing bad about the company. The company is great. They're a great company. I didn't talk about the story of not getting paid enough to pay my bills. I didn't address any of that. I just said, for me, this is the right choice. So I let go on Friday, and I basically started with no clients again. On Monday, one of my clients called and said, we really don't want to work with that company. We want to work with you. We love you. So they hired me back. On Tuesday, another client called and said, gosh, we really appreciate your authenticity and your professionalism, but we really want to work with you. I said, okay, well, you have to quit that company because out of integrity, I can't steal you. So they quit. We waited a couple weeks, and I started. So now I've got 5 new clients, and I'll be able to, I owed some people some money, so I'll be able to pay everybody back in the next 2 months. and our life's getting really good. I've actually had one of our congregants asked to team with us now, and our business is growing. So,
Yay. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Who else has a story or experience to share? Where's our next brave person? Yay, wonderful.
My name's Denise. I know some of you from a women's retreat that I went on. And I didn't have a lot of expectations when I started. And I started coming to CSL about a year ago and had set my intentions for the year. And so when I started the 40 days, everything got propelled during the 40 days. And so I wasn't sure if it was going to happen anyway, or if it was because the result of the 40 days to prosperity. But we had been splitting our time between Seattle and Austin, Texas for the last 2.5 years. And my intention for the year was for us to be under one roof, to just be in one place, to have a location of a job, to be a family in one place. And you know, like within a week of starting the 40 Days to Prosperity, a very similar experience of what has just been shared, my husband's job just got, you know, projects started flowing in from Seattle, and it just got to be like, we have to be there. And so we packed up our apartment in Austin, Texas, and we moved back to Seattle. And I'm flying back there on the 2nd to, you know, meet the moving van and bring everything back to Seattle. It's mind-blowing how fast it all worked. Wow. And, you know, my husband's already set up with a new partnership here in Seattle. And work is coming in, and it's just amazing.
Yay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Wonderful. Who else has something they want to share? Go ahead.
Well, mine isn't about work. Mine is about locating...
Would you stand there?
Oh, Deborah.
Why not? Because then we can see your beautifulness.
Yeah, how sweet are you? I'm Janice, and my situation was at the beginning. I didn't do the 40 days. I did the beginning, and I did look at the ones on Facebook as they came through.
Yeah.
But I've been looking for a place to live because I'm having to sell my parents' home, and which meant I needed to find a place that would take my dog, my 4 cats, my Social Security check, and it needed to be out in the country. It needed to be with somebody who wasn't doing it for a lot of money, that they really was renting it for, like, to pay the taxes, because my budget was impossible, if you wanted to look at it, to find a place. And I found myself just being very, very positive. And I had looked, some of you know, I had looked at a place down in Hoodsport, and it's been a long process, but when I was there, I loved it. I brought my dog. He fell in love with my dog. He's open to my 4 cats. He didn't care about my lousy credit rating. And all the things that, you know, when you are looking for a place, you know, people want. And I found out that the place is mine. And we'll be getting it soon. But it's a beautiful place on Hood's Canal. You can see the canal. It has deer that come up on the property and eat. I mean, it's everything I asked for.
Yay.
And it's at a price that is just ridiculously low, thank you, God, that I can afford it on my Social Security.
Yay.
So
Yay.
it all
Yay.
came out.
Thank you, Janice. Wonderful. Wonderful. I love it. The impossible has been done. I'm going to share a story that came in from email for me, and then think about because we'll take one or two more, so think about if you want to be sharing. But let me read you this one. Dear Reverend Gay, thank you for facilitating the 40 days of prosperity. It's made a huge difference in my life. At the beginning of the course, I asked for more contentment at work and in my home life. I kept track of the number of days that were easier at work. This is a scientific mind here. About 95% of my days were easier at work. I also asked for more ease in my life. I experienced more joy and laughter at work, and I have also slept better. I wish you had a program that lasted 365 days of the year, because I'd sign up for it. And I won't be able to be there on Wednesday because I have to work, but know I will be thinking of you and sending you a truckload of love. P.S. I also want you to know where I work. I work as a nurse at the jail. Many of my coworkers experience a heaviness at work, and I've certainly felt the darkness. Doing this program for the past 40 days has shifted the way I think. I now experience more contentment, joy, laughter, and love, even when I've been surrounded by so many people who are living in hell. So thank you for the work that is done at CSL. I am so very grateful. My love, Julia. Monty, do you have anything coming in? Not at the moment, okay. So we'll see, is there anyone else who has a story, experience? Yes, there is a hand.
Hi, my name is Lynn, and my story happened within the 40 days. And one of the wishes I made when you first initiated this 40 days was for all the high-paid, low-stress, creative work I could easily handle close to home. And so I haven't had all the work I can handle, but I had two really great jobs. I have a little face painting business, and it's actually a very prosperous, in a teeny way, business. And anyway, I got a job over Halloween with Google and Microsoft. And that was like, wow, what a lovely feather in my cap to have. And it was high paid, and unfortunately it was only, a few hours each, but I was really happy about that and appreciative to how that came to me easily, and it was not stressful.
Good. Wonderful. Yay. One more. Oh, here we go. So you're getting your exercise, going to the other end of the room. But I'm so glad to hear your stories. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Monica, and I'm a person that is hard to convince even by God. So I started this, and I said, okay, financial abundance. So my car broke down, and that was $400, and then I got it back, and 3 days later there was another $250, and a few days later there was another $1,000. And I'm thinking, financial abundance, what's going on here? And then I had a leak in my roof, so there's another $400 there, and I'm going, okay, God, what's up with this? I'm expecting money coming in, and then I realized that, first of all, I wasn't freaking out, and second of all, I could actually pay for it. I didn't have to put anything on a credit card, so it kind of came at me backwards.
Yeah.
But now I'm convinced that it comes in a lot of different ways.
That's it. Very good. Thank you for bringing that up. Wonderful. So you got a 40-day handout. And thought, if you'd bring that out, I want to, as a group, take us through the closure of the 40 days, because it addresses some of what you raised, which is this doesn't always look like how we think it's going to. But when we look back over time and we see, this is the blessing in that thing that happened. That's what the last day of the 40 days is addressing. So let's read that. I'll read it to you, but would you read along with me? And those of you on the live stream, bring out your 40 days and look at that last day. So this is Emma Curtis Hopkins. When you see adversity as the hand of God bestowing bounty, and give thanks to God and call to the bounty of God to come plainly to your sight. You've touched the lights of all 12 lessons at once. It's not that God chooses adversity through which to give you riches. No, it's that having neglected to give thanks and be grateful at the right time, you've covered your prosperity with a cold shell. But there is no death of prosperity. It's alive in the adversity. So now I'll read the paragraph that Reverend Kathy Ann wrote. This is the final lesson on prosperity, the glorious crown of understanding that allows us to rise further above the ups and downs of the human condition. We are finally so in tune with the infinite bounty. We know that everything is a blessing, even seeming adversity. You also have come to know yourself so clearly by taking responsibility for how you interact with spiritual principle. That you see bounty stops flowing only because you have become restricted in some way. And Emma's example includes a lack of gratitude for what you already have. Nothing can take away your divinely given prosperity. All we need to do is put ourselves back in right relationship with God and let that flow begin again. So, everything is a blessing, even adversity. So does that mean this is the same old story of struggle? Is that what we're talking about? No, it is not. It's opening ourselves up to the places where we've closed down. So if we have forgotten the key that several of you that spoke about, talked about, the key to this is gratitude. So being thankful for what is a blessing in your life and turning your focus and turning your attention to that. And so particularly when we get hooked in or discouraged or pushed off the place of balance, it's a call to return to look at what's going well in your life. What do you want to grow in your life? And so find any piece, portion of prosperity or the goodness in your life and praise it and raise it and be thankful for it. And discipline yourself about gossiping, about complaining, about finding fault with others, about judging situations or people around you. Turn away from that. That's what's causing a restriction in you and in the flow of good. And then opening up to perceiving and welcoming more of the blessing that's in your life. So that's one of the keys, one of the principles of keeping the flow moving, being grateful. And just like I discovered in my own story, I was the one saying no. And my friend kept asking, and I couldn't even hear it. I couldn't even hear that the offer was being made to me until she upped the ante. I don't know how conscious she was, but she upped the ante. Okay, not only am I offering you a free place to stay, now come here and do your work here with me. Come play with me at the high level. That finally got me to listen. So where is it that you're not listening yourself? We all have these things where we've fallen asleep or gone numb or not feeling or not seeing the expansion that's possible in our life. So we've finished the 40 days, but that doesn't mean our journey of prosperity is over. It continues. And so tonight is an opportunity to set your intention for your next step. So what is your next step into prosperity for you? And then we're going to turn that into a prayer. And then we'll turn that into a ritual. This is divine play for me. And thank you for coming to play with me in these great areas. So bring out your second handout. And for those of you at home, just get a piece of paper where you can write your intention down for your next step into increasing prosperity. And then we'll turn that into a prayer. So this is going to be another internal experience. Okay. So, everybody ready? Let's take another deep breath in and release. And we court in that divine voice, that inner wisdom that is in each of us. It is this place in which we are all connected to the Divine One. We are all connected to wisdom, to knowledge, to the matrix of life itself. And so in this beautiful place of all potential of life, I know that each one of you is on this perfect life journey. And in this moment, life itself is asking you, tell me, where do you want to prosper? Where do you want to grow? Where do you want to thrive in your life? What is it that is the longing of your heart? Say it now. There is nothing standing in the way of this good coming to you, except any old things any old beliefs that have you saying no to your life. Let it go now. Release the no. Open to the yes. Yes to an expanding good, yes to a life that enriches you and nourishes you in all ways. And so in this moment, ask yourself, what is my next step? What is my intention for expanding good in my life? What do I want to experience more of? Is it love? Is it abundance? Is it connection? Is it peace? Is it joy? Is it creativity? Is it beauty? All that is good in this universe is available to you. And so simply name it. Name it for yourself. My intention for continuing the prosperity in my life in all ways is. And as you receive some insights or some words, simply jot them down, enough for you to remember what this is. And then as that becomes clear for you, let us pick some specific way you want to experience that, and that is your prayer request. So how specifically do you want to experience this? Do you want a new job? Do you want more productive, meaningful, powerful work? Do you want more friends in your life, a deeper relationship with your intimate person in your life? What is it specifically you want? And write that down. My prayer for my next step of expressing prosperity is. And so I simply take a moment with you to express the deepest of gratitude for the journeys that we've been on, whether through this 40-day process or the journey of this moment in time right now. And I know with you that goodness is working through you with your intention to prosper in all ways, and specifically through the prayer that you are making tonight. And so in this goodness, I say yes and amen, and so it is. So now it's time for the ritual. So our dear ones are going to come up and prepare to sing. And while they are singing a beautiful piece of music, let them lift you. And as you feel ready, you can either take the paper that you wrote that on and fold it, or turn it over and just write enough of the words of your prayer in the bottom half of that piece of paper, and then you can tear them apart and just take the prayer part with you and put them in this bowl, and we will bless them.
Spirit, you're the center of my joy. All that's good and perfect comes from you. You're the heart of my contentment, hope for all I do. Spirit, you're the center of my joy. Spirit, you're the center of my joy. All that's good and perfect comes from you. You're the heart of my contentment, hope for all I do. Spirit, you're the center of my joy. When I've lost my direction, you're the compass for my way. You're the fire and light when the nights are long and cold. In sadness, you are the laughter that shatters all my fears. When I'm all alone, you're the hand I hold. Spirit, you're the center of my joy. You're the center of my joy. You are why I find pleasure in the simple things in life. You're the music in the meadow and the streams. You're the voices of my children, my family, and my home. You're the start and finish of all my highest dreams. Oh, Spirit, you're the center of my joy. All that's good and perfect You're the center of my joy.
We'll sing it again. Join us if you want to.
Spirit, you're the center of my joy. All that's good and perfect comes from you. You're the heart of my contentment, hope for all I do. Spirit, you're the center of my joy. Spirit, you're the center of my joy. Spirit, you're the center of my joy. You're the center of my joy. Spirit, you're the center of my joy.
And so let us continue in this prayer and know that every prayer on this altar is lifted in its goodness. We witness this goodness that is moving through each one of our lives. And so in joining together in the deepest of gratitude in this moment, for all that is ours, all that is becoming ours, all that is moving through us into this world to lift this world up. That not only us, but each one that we come into contact with feels and knows the goodness of life. And so it is in the deepest of gratitude that I join in with you by saying, and so it is. Thank you. I want to tell you that if you do like 40-day experiences, we're going to do a second one called the 40 Days to Love. It's going to start on Ash Wednesday, so that's February 18th, and it'll end on Palm Sunday. So it'll be the preparation for the Easter experience. And if you want to register, you can even do that or sign up for that now, or there'll be more information about it as we get closer to it. So I invite our ushers to come forward. And why they're coming forward, I'll tell you about next week. Next week, we begin the gratitude time of the season. And our dear friend, Reverend Barbara Novak, is our speaker to bring us into the holiday Thanksgiving harvest time. And then the week after that, it's Thanksgiving. So we're going to have a Thanksgiving service and pie. So we'll have dinner beforehand. It'll be a Thanksgiving-ish dinner, service here, and then pie afterwards. So it's potluck pie. So bring the pie that you want to share with your community for Thanksgiving. It'll be great. So thank you for joining me, and if you would hold your financial support to the center in your hand, and then hold their hands to your heart, that we may join together one more time in the opening of our hearts to the love that is all around us, to the love that flows through us, to the love that connects us one to each other. And for the gratitude that there are places like the Center for Spiritual Living, where we may speak the truth to each other and witness that truth in our life and grow it and expand it in our life and touching the lives of all around us. It is good. And so with this I say, and so it is.
Goes like this.
All is well, and I am grateful. All is well, and now it's time to let it go. All is well, and I am grateful. Life is good. Life is good, and so it is. let it go.